Hello fellow Hell Let Loose players, Burning Wiki here. And as you all know, the new Soviet Update 10 came out recently. And with that came a lot of changes to the tanks, and a lot of these changes have been really good. But a few not so much, and I would like to discuss them in this video. Driving a tank has become a lot harder. For example, you keep losing engine power when you steer to the left or to the right, and when you shift back to gain engine power, it loses even more of that same engine power. When you go from the 4th gear to the 3rd gear in real life, you gain engine power, but now in Hell Let Loose you lose engine power. The tank becomes uncontrollable for the driver, and by that I mean it becomes a dead duck just sitting there waiting for the driver to shift all the way back to the 1st gear and then shift all the way back up again. If you had to shift gears a lot in the old version of the game, then now you do nothing else but shifting the gears. I love playing as a tanker, but the tanks are a bit clumsy to drive at the moment. And a lot of unnecessary stress is put onto the driver because the gunner and the commander are biting their nails and the driver can't do anything about it. If you are a Hell Let Loose veteran tanker, you will need to relearn the whole driving mechanics of the tank. And this is not how engines work, or tank engines for that matter. When you shift down from the 4th to the 3rd gear in a car or any engine with a manual gearbox, you gain engine power. In fact, you have to be careful not to have too many revs, because you are gonna blow up your engine. A tank can also turn on its own footprint, because you can put one track into reverse while putting the other track in the forward gear, making the tank turn rapidly on its own footprint. None of that is now happening in Hell Let Loose. For example, if you are on the highway in your car and it is in the 5th gear at 5000 RPM and you slam it into the 4th gear, the motor will rev up to 20,000 RPM or more because of the lower gear ratio, and this is exactly how it works in tanks. And then there is the turning speed of the tanks. In game they are really turning slow, yet in real life you put one track in reverse and you put the other track in forward, and then the tank can turn on its own footprint pretty fast for such a heavy beast. Yet none of this is reflected in the game at all. Also, the T-34 tanks are way too slow. These lightly armored medium tanks were known for their speed, yet in game I do not think they are any slower or faster than a Panther. And do not get me wrong, I understand Hell Let Loose needs to balance their game so that both sides are plus minus equal. I fully understand this. What I do not understand is why the devs made the tanks drive like they do now. The tank is losing engine power all the time, and it takes the fun out of driving them. It really does. And to be fair, the driver already has the most boring job of all the 3 jobs you can do in a tank. I do not think these changes are very good. Games need to be fun, and if you have to sacrifice a little bit of realism in order to keep the game fun, it's fine by me. I hope they will adjust or tweak the tanks a little bit so they will become more enjoyable and fun to drive again. Also, when you are the tank gunner, you now sometimes aim straight for an enemy tank and hit an object in front of it that has not rendered in yet. And that can become very frustrating for the gunner. Again, it has to do with the graphics not loading in properly, especially on Kursk or Stalingrad. But now I noticed on older maps that walls, trees and houses just pop into view, whilst before it would never happen on these maps. And it may appear I do not like the Soviet update at all, and that is just not true. I am really enjoying the new Soviet update a lot. I just think it was released way too early, and some of the changes implemented in this new update are just not very good. it needs more work, and I'm sure the Hell Let Loose devs are working hard to fix and tweak the little things in the game. For example, as mentioned before, the awful graphics at distance that look like PS2 graphics from the 1990s. I don't know about you guys, but I have an expensive PC with an expensive graphics card, and now I get graphics that look like something from a 1990s PS2 console. That is just unacceptable. When I play on Epic settings, I do not expect the game to look like this. That is just unacceptable. I mean, look at it. No words. And then there is the Russian anti-tank rifle. That is just too overpowered compared to the American or the German bazooka rounds, and it can actually shake a Tiger tank when it hits it. I'm talking about a 55-ton Tiger tank being shaken around by the impact of a small lead bullet. That is like me being thrown back by a sting of a mosquito.
Don't see a tank though. That's
Me neither. I just see PS2 graphics. Yeah, see the tank.
That's
I see the tank. I see the tank.
Wait.
He's right there, west.
Yeah, I see him as well.
Stop, don't move. You can shoot it right now.
Move.
That shitty gun is not gonna hurt us. Well, it's hurting us, but not as much as that fucking tank will. And I would like to add that the Russian anti-tank rifle never ever penetrated a Tiger tank. Not from the side and not from the rear. Its armor is just way too thick for that. But again, I understand for the sake of game balancing, the Russians need an anti-tank rifle. But the way it is now, it is just overpowered. An American or a German anti-tank needs to get within 50 meters of the enemy tank before it can have a chance of a hit, but it seems like the Russian anti-tank rifles can just shoot you from 400 meters away, and they produce very little smoke and they are very hard to spot. So in a tank you're just a sitting duck. Even worse, if you drive in a German Panzer II Lux tank and are shot by a Russian anti-tank rifle, your whole tank will move uncontrollable. It flips around 180 degrees. The center of gravity is in the center of the tank, so it seems. If you hit it above the front or rear wheels, it will spin the poor little tank around. So I now mentioned all the things I did not like. Here are some that I really liked. Number 1, the new OP, smaller and broadcasting combat messages. That thing is so awesome now, it's really good. Number 2, the new Kursk map, nice, open, you can see everything, and yet the trench system is close, brutal combat. I mean, loving it. As mentioned before, the only thing that is not good are the graphics at the moment. Number 3, the new tank engine sounds of the German tanks are really, and I mean really good. Especially the Panther sounds so beefy when it roars at max speed. Number 4, the hatch sounds. When you exit or enter a tank, it really sounds nice. It is a nice touch. Number 5, the near miss, bounce and penetrating sounds, and the graphics the tank shells make are really good. Number 6, the Russian weapons all seem very balanced. Okay guys, I can keep talking about this topic for the next 100 years, but I won't. I want to know what you guys think about the new Soviet update, so let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about it. And if you found this video interesting or enjoyed it, then click the like button and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell. I try to make at least one video a week. We also recently started a Discord community, So if you are looking for people to chat and play games with, then join our Discord. Link is in the description. My name is Burning Wiki, and I will see you all next time in Hell Let Loose.